Hello everyone, Rayman here with a war recap of our 51st war against Lusitania. This is our 16th win in a row. Good job everyone. We used up most of our attacks. They used up most of their attacks. Go and show what they did to our bases. We were hoping that this was going to be a good war, and we looked at their bases. They were a little rushed, but generally a lot better than we've seen the last couple wars. So we were hopeful. They got a few 3 stars. It's a big war. Eventually, someone's going to drop down and clean up some of the bases. On our side, we had a couple town hall 10s. We got a 1 star on each of them, so we did get the experience, but just couldn't quite get 2. But everything else we 3-starred all the way down the map. I've got 9 attacks to share with you guys, so we're going to go and get started with Jared attacking number 39 with a Dragaloon. 2 rage, 1 heal. Notice the core air defenses. He gets started with a dragon up on top and over on the right side, taking these buildings out early with his funnel creation. This dragon went up top, so he drops 1 more to continue working down the side, and then the rest over here going into the core. Dragons start getting fired on, he goes ahead and drops his CC loons, and then a rage for them to get them into the core quickly. Then he's got a heal right over the core when the loons get there to keep them alive, and then rage to get everything else in the core taken out. It's a really cleanly executed Dragloon. Alright, now all the air defenses are down. The loons are straying off to take out a couple more anti-air defenses. And then he still has most of his dragons alive. It's a little bit lower level Town Hall 8 base, but still a good job wrecking it. Going fast forward to the end. Alright, next attack I have for you guys is Super Chris, hitting number 34 with Hogs. We noticed that a lot of the clan castles this clan had a lot of archers, and then they pack 2 or 3 wizards in at the very end. Now he's got most of the clan castle lured, but he's not sure that he has everything yet. So he drops an anchor to distract them, and then he drops 1 more hog in here to finish up the lure. There it is. He probably could have done that a lot sooner. Now he's just going to have this 1 wizard way back. This is a base we see a lot in our wars. I want to emphasize that it's pretty good at defending against Dragloon. And this was before the air sweeper. Not sure what effect that would have on it. But I really like seeing this base hogged. I'm not sure I've seen a Dragloon succeed on it. So good job, Super Chris, picking the right attack strategy to wreck this base. Just waiting on that last Clan Castle Wizard to come up top, but he goes ahead and drops some hogs. He's trying to take out these cannons and defuse some of these potential giant bomb spots. Gets that taken care of, and then he's able to go in. He's got a couple of giant bombs pop, and he has a heal waiting for him in the core. And he sends in from the top, trying to protect his kill squad. This cannon's just going to beat away at skeletons the whole raid until it gets taken out. He's got a couple hogs taking out that wizard tower. He's got his last heal saved for the hogs down at the bottom. Just a couple more defenses. And go to cleanup. Last defense is down. Good job getting his Barb King in here on the enemy Barb King. Something that when you don't have that many hogs left and they get distracted by storages can be really dangerous, having them still up. Go ahead and fast forward to the end. There's hogs running around, taking everything else out. Alright, next attack I have for you guys is Lupsit, attacking number 25 with hogs. Now, this one was a little bit of a rush Tunnel 9. I don't think it was the bottom town line. I think there were town weights that were above it, but I'm not sure. That's a real good base for hog attacks. Notice the bunched up base. Goes ahead and gets all of the clan castle lured with a few hogs. Lures up top. I love seeing these builder huts in the corners when I'm doing hog attacks. It just makes it so easy to lure the CC troops away from everything else, and then you can take them out without your troops getting really distracted. Goes ahead and drops the CC. I probably would have dropped it right after some barbs, but it gets the job done. When you get them bunched up pretty good, it doesn't really matter. She uses a couple of test hogs. This was her first attack on a base, and then this random giant bomb out here. I want to stress when you're using test hogs, try to make sure that you do the drop in the same location as your test hogs. Not a lot of the hogs got affected by it, so she could hold off on using her heals. She's only got 3, and she's taking out a town of 9. And there's no Archer Queen, but it does have the extra town of 9 buildings. So with level 4 hogs and only 3 heals, you got to be very careful and conservative with your heals. Last few buildings are about to get taken out. All of her kill squad's still alive because she protected them with her hog drop. A lot of the core is already getting taken out. A bunch of wizards and the witches in there. Now the hogs are just going to run around cleaning up the rest of it. Going fast forward to the end. Good job, Lussit. Alright, next attack after you guys is Sism, or Seism. I think he says it's supposed to be like, like earthquakes, like seismic activity, which is still retarded. Alright, he's attacking 16 with a Golo wipe. Again, notice these core air defenses. There's several different attack strategies that are great for taking on bases with core air defenses. Golo wipe is one of them, and the other one is going to be Go Velo. The common common theme with core air defenses is get to the core, take them out, and then drop balloons around the base. Starts running out of wizards, goes ahead and drops his golems. They're going to tank, and then his Archer Queen will pick off the last couple wizards. His wall breakers get in the core. Not all of them survive, but it's a somewhat lower level base as far as walls go in particular. So once he gets past his first layer, he can just jump into the core. Brings CC wizards, max wizards going in. And he still hasn't dropped his Pekkas, so now they come. He really wanted to make sure that they didn't get distracted, although this builder hut almost did him in. Going to the core, just got a few more things left. Kind of overkilled this base. The air sweeper here is going to be a little bit annoying, but it's about to get taken out. Loons come in all at once, taken out. I think these loons might have been meant for this archer tower. Not a big deal. It wasn't high enough level to take it out. Just a few more defenses. Once this Tesla goes down, the loons will split up and help take out the rest of the base. These back-end loons really make a big difference to what used to be a more popular war attack back when 2 stars was considered good enough. And it really helps round it out and take care of the back end instead of all your troops getting stuck in the core, splitting 3 different ways to take out the rest of the base. It's going fast forward, it's just clean up now. Alright, next attack after you guys is Kermit attacking number 15 with the cold-blooded hogs. Now this was a drop-down attack, and it's not a super high level base. I really liked the way he did it. Drops a couple giants to get the lure, And they do last long enough, just long enough to get the complete lure out. Takes a second to make sure and then drops his anchor. As soon as the enemy CC is outside the walls, he starts dropping his barbs, wizards, and witches. And all the wizards ended up bunched up, which is great. Really helps taking them out quickly. Drops his golem in, and then some wizards to create the funnel. Funnel creation is very important, now more than ever. If you don't manage to create your funnel properly, your Barb King's going to go for a walk. And it's always a shame. Actually, I think his Barb King did go for a walk on this one. He did drop it a little bit early. But when you have your kill squad coming in behind where your golem is, skeletons are great at taking out witches. Drops a couple of test hogs up top, gets those giant bombs triggered, and then goes ahead with a Agent Wall trying to get all these hogs in quickly. His golem walks in, takes out one of the giant bombs in the base. It's great to see your golem getting in. You bring the golem to take out the queen, but it's great when you can get a bonus of triggering a giant bomb with it. He's got his hog standing in heals for most of the raid. And I don't believe he uses the last one. Just not needed. Wait, he uses it on the Archer Queen. Probably just because he had it. Really just an extra there. Might save him some time healing her so I can go do some farming. That's about the only thing he gets out of that. Going fast forward to the end. Alright, next attack guy for you guys is Jason. Attacking number 12 with hogs. This clan was particularly weak to hogs with a lot of their bases. I don't know if they just don't face clans that use hogs, but we love hogs here in Mist. Because of this Archer Queen out here, he's able to bring way more hogs than you usually see at Town of 9. And if you can get away with this, definitely go for it. He drops a barb because the Archer Queen wasn't jumping out, and I guess he got impatient. The original plan was just to wait on her to jump outside the walls, which she would have on her own, but a great idea there. Now she's taken care of. He drops a giant down here. Probably could have saved the barb and dropped it down here to trigger the giant bomb first, but it doesn't matter. He triggers the giant bomb, starts getting the lure, drops a couple more hogs to make sure it's done, and brings them down south. Drops some barbs for distraction, drops his 2-1-2 clan castle, and then the enemy CC is going to go down real quick now. His Archer Queen doesn't even bother with it. He does use this hole in the base to drop hogs really close. They can get on a defense real fast before they really start getting hit, which is great to see. The hogs are split up quite a bit when they get in the core. This base was kind of random how they put the defenses in there. It does have a giant bomb in here, but it was able to path around it because of how he attacked the base. The hogs are going to come up, sit right here, and then maybe go over there. When we scouted the base, I originally thought it was going to be Teslas there, but he had Teslas around the sides where I thought his giant bombs were going to be. Now you would think with the way they loaded their clan castles that they'd be trying to prevent hog attacks. You know, it's a great strategy to prevent hog attacks. But then the rest of the bases weren't really set up to defend against it. Usually when you go anti-hog with a base, you go really anti-hog. Going fast forward to the end. Next attack after guys is Joe. We're going to switch it up a little bit and show a cold-blooded La Lune. He hits 11. Alright, so he goes ahead and he drops his golem from the CC with a jump to get it right in the core. And then he brings his Archer Queen and some witches and some wizards to go in. The witches are going to be great for helping deal with some of the CC and also getting in on the Archer Queen. He brings the lightning for the clan castle, gets most of them out of the way pretty early on. His Barb King strays a little bit, but then jumps back over and decides to take on the queen. He rages them to take her out quickly, and then he's going to turn around and take out this air defense. Or maybe skeletons do it. Really kind of hard to see. But he's got one of the air defenses down now, so he drops 2 Lava Hounds in from different angles, trying to tank as many defenses as possible. Gets them down early because the air defenses are only level 6, and he needs them to pop. He does a great job with timing on everything. First Lava Hound's about to pop, and then the second one, and then he's got another one there on that air defense, just waiting for it. He's getting hit by 2 air defenses now, and now just one, and it's going to pop right before the loons take out the last air defense. It's great timing. He's got lava pups everywhere. Loons going around taking out the last couple defenses, and then they're gonna bunch up. It's one of the reasons why this attack works so much better than Lunian did. Was your loons are taking out defenses, and if you can get your lava hounds to pop kind of late, then you have a lot more cleanup troops going around. Loons are particularly frustrating for cleanup when they're trying to take out a Barb King and he's just walking around them. Alright, next attack here for you guys is my attack on number 10. I wanted to try to get as many traps tripped before I went in as possible. I figured giant bombs in the corners, which I was correct on that, and also Teslas, but the way he positioned everything was just going to be too difficult to get to these last 2 giant bombs. So I make the decision to go ahead and start luring. I had to bring a golem to this, so I didn't bring as many hogs as I'd like to, but I brought enough to manage to trip the traps that I needed to trip and get the lure. Go ahead and drop my troops out in the corner, get them down early. I notice when I wait too long to drop my witches and I'm doing it without a clan castle kill squad, that I tend to lose a witch. So I decided to try something new and get them down earlier. I already know I'm going in with a golem, so I don't really need to worry about killing them as fast. Drop my golem and I start creating that funnel. My wall breakers split up and just barely managed to get the wall open, but they did dodge some mortar shot somehow. Drop my Barb King, he goes straight in, untouched, takes out the Archer Queen, and now it's hogging time. I really liked having this golem here. He's max golem, he's tanking this expo. My computer's trying to disconnect. How rude. Alright, there we go. He's tanking the expo for the majority of the raid. So my hogs aren't getting taken out by these max Town 09 expos. And I actually had 4 heals because I was able to get in on Archer Queen with a wall breaker. I probably could have used this heal a little bit better, moved it further up. But I knew I had an extra one. If I needed to use it, I could drop it and I'd still be fine. This last giant bomb up here, or down here, takes out these hogs, but there's no more defenses down there. And then the golem trips this giant bomb spot, and then I have a bunch of hogs left over. After these skeletons get taken out, it's going to be over pretty quick. I use my Archer Queen ability to give the Barb King over here more stuff to hit on while it gets taken out. And then just drop wizards around the base. The stream of archers over here. Go ahead and fast forward. Alright, just one more attack. Got Carlito's Kid attacking number 3 with a Golo Wipe. Again, these cord air defenses, something we really want to look for. Golo Wipe or Go Balo. We have a new clan member that specializes in Go Balo. His attack that he used Vox on this war was a drop down attack. So I didn't really want to show it, trying to avoid the drop down attacks because they just don't seem as exciting. But you know, he did a good job. It was one of the last bases to go down. So it's a good job taking it out and helping us clean up all the rest of the town of nines. Uses a jump. He's able to get his troops into the core, brings a lightning for the CC, and rages up the core. He's got his Barb King, his Golem, and a P.E.K.K.A. in there, and they're going to make quick work of this core. All these air defenses are here for the picking. Doesn't even need wizards to get in the core to take out, say, some air defenses right on the outside. So he's got all the air defenses down, starts dropping loons around the base. He is going into the air sweeper here on this one, which is a little bit unfortunate. He uses a rage trying to get it in there and get it taken out, and just barely pulls it off. Got one couple more loons in the bag. Goes ahead and drops them over here so that they can help tank as they go over. Teslas are really good when you're attacking loons from a distance. One loon's probably not going to make it. It's not too worried about this last Tesla. His Archer Queen's actually going to come over and take it out. Now he's just got a few loons left, troops going around the base, but almost everything inside the walls is already gone. This is one of those examples where I want to point out that higher level walls really help south the base. He's got a couple extra wall breakers at the end, trying to help his queen walk out instead of shooting a wall. It's really frustrating when you see your Archer Queen choose to hit a wall instead of going outside the base. And she does eventually use it. I'm not sure if the time aspect would have mattered, but good job, Carlito's Kid. Alright, that's all I got for you guys. We're on a real tear here. Go over to our war log. A lot of green. You have this blip right here and a tie, and then a lot more green. We had sort of a rough patch in there, but since then we've been going pretty strong. Looking forward to continuing to war with you guys. I'm out.